Hello, next year's seniors. This purpose of this tutorial is to take you through the whole course registration process and the online registration process. Now, the chances are very, very, very good that you have done this kind of thing before, but I think it's always good to review a process and make sure that you know what you're doing going in. Don't you agree? I knew it, so let's talk about it. Your course request package includes a course catalog, transcript, course request worksheet, and department flyers. And as for the online course request process, it is open now. You could go on right now and start working on it. Now, if you want to wait and talk to people and work through your four-year plan and peruse the course catalog and go to Expo, then you could certainly do that, but make absolutely sure that course requests are submitted by the deadline. So how many credits should you have? You should have 180 credits by the end of the junior year and 160 credits by the end of T2, your junior year. You need a total of 240 credits required to graduate. Some of you are going to have more than that, and some of you are going to have less than that. You do have some options to make up credits for required courses. For example, you could pay for distance learning, like BYU Online or National University. You could do summer school. You could also do academic prep, which I'll say more about later. So let's review JHS graduation requirements specific to the departments. For social science, you need 3.5 years. For your senior year, you'll be taking civics and econ. For English, you need 4 years. For mathematics, you need 2 years at least, although we recommend 3 and even 4. You need to make sure to have Algebra 1. You need 80 credits worth of electives. For science, you need at least 2 years. You do need 1 physical science and a year of life science. For world language, visual and performing arts, and career technical education, you need basically you need 1 year. You need a year of world language, you need a year of VPA or a year of CTE. And then for physical education, you need 2 years worth. Most of you will have cleared that out in your freshman and sophomore years. And also health, which you probably cleared your freshman year. All of this eventually, including electives, will equal 240 credits, and that's graduation. So for social science, you're going to take civics or AP Gov. You see the course catalog to compare course descriptions. You could take civics or AP Gov, right? AP Gov. And so again, if you're looking for the challenge of an AP class, that would be available for you, and then everybody will take econ. For English, you need any two. We have an elective English program, so you must choose any 2 of the following courses: English 12A, which is humanities; English 12B, which is humanities; mythology, fantasy, sci-fi, satire, short story, Shakespeare. Or you could also take a 2-trimester English class. For example, you could take AP Language and focus on argumentation. You could take AP Lit and focus on literature and interpretation. Remember also about English proficiency. If you earned a C- or better in your most recent English course, then choose proficient. If not, then you'll need to take workshop. Now, whether or not you actually end up in workshop will be determined by the Literacy Proficiency Index, which the English department puts together at the end of the year, and that will determine finally whether or not you are assigned to workshop your senior year. For math, the GHS grad requirement, you need at least 20 credits. With algebra, college requirement though is 3 years and 4 is recommended. Granada recommends that students take math every year. So which math class should you take next? Depends on what you're taking now, what you're ready for. You should talk to your current math teacher, and also talk to your math teacher about whether you should take 2-trimester math or 3-trimester math next year, and review the math course section of your catalog. For science, remember that you need a year of life science and a year of physical science at least. So for life science, there are the possibilities there from bio on down to biotech. And then for science, you need a year of physical science, and so everything from chemistry on down to conceptual physics. And review your catalog for more information on science classes. For world language, the JHS grad requirement is a year of world language, or 1 year of VPA, 1 year CTE. College requirement, 2 years required of the same language. So different than grad requirement, you need more than necessarily what we'd require. JHS currently offers Spanish for native speakers, French, and ASL. For visual performing arts, again, you need 10 credits of VPA or world language or CTE. College requirement is a year of visual performing arts. You need a year of VPA. And there are many, many different visual performing arts classes and programs for you to choose from. Check your catalog. And then for CTE, again, many courses. Check the catalog, find out whether you want to build robots or build cars or build robotic cars. PE, most of you will have taken care of this. You should know that there are PE electives as well, some of which are repeatable for credit, things like human performance, for example. If you're playing a sport, GHS coaches strongly recommend students playing a school sport enroll in human performance the trimester before their sport, just to prepare conditioning to get ready to play your sport. Remember that you do also need a bunch of electives. Your grad requirement is 80 electives. The way we define that is any academic class over and above graduation requirements can be used as elective credit. So for example, you need 20 credits of science to graduate. Let's say you took biology and then chemistry and then you took physics this year, then that physics counts as elective credit towards graduation. You've probably at this point cleared out a lot of classes, and so use your senior year to explore new elective areas. And there's all kinds of different pathways and electives groups for you to choose from. Here's a list. You also have ROP courses available to you. These are an occupational focus rather than academic. Some of them require that you travel to other campuses and you'll need to transport yourself. Some of them require more than one period. They are a fantastic way to leap directly into direct experience with something that maybe you're choosing to do after you leave high school. Also, we should talk about credit recovery. If you need to recover credits for a class that you took and failed, then see your counselor about academic prep. You cannot sign up for academic prep through the online course registration. Your counselor needs to sign you up for it. Academic prep allows you to redo courses online in the same way as summer school, and that would be during the year. So talk to your counselor if that's something that you want to do. Bunch of college-bound dates that you need to know, considering UC CSU applications, which are due very early in the year. Then in January through March, you start thinking about financial aid. Very important document. The FAFSA is due on March 1st. In February, you can apply to Las Positas if you're going the community college route. March and April, letters and financial offers begin arriving, deciding where people end up going. Deadline for decisions May 1st. Placement tests for like English and math happen in May through June. And there will be more than that if you still need to do things like take the SATs, for example. Eligibility for colleges, they will look at things like your grade point average, your test scores on the SAT or ACT or both. Have you completed your A through G requirements, any extracurricular community service. Military takes into account coursework and the ASVAB. And so all this means that really you should continue throughout your senior year to push yourself academically in order to prepare for college or military work. Different tests, as I said, the SAT, the ACT, hopefully you've been doing some of this during your junior year, but if not, then you'll want to talk to the Career Center to speak about what you might need to do in preparation for moving on past high school. As for college, make sure to register for at least 4 academic courses during your senior year. Visit college campuses in person or virtually online to see where you want to go. Go Fresno State. Plan on attending Senior Parent Night in the fall for information on college applications. You could also, your senior year, be an IWE or tutor or a TA. You could be an office IWE, library ID, high school tutor. You'll only be able to select TA as your 12th course or more. You will not as something earlier than that. We want you to take other classes as well. So what you'll need when you start doing this is your course catalog, your 4-year plan, course request worksheet, your student ID number, online access at granadahigh.com. You need about 20 minutes. You cannot begin the process and then save it or pause it or whatever. Once you begin the process online, you need to complete it. And that takes anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. So make sure that you have about 20 minutes so that you can complete it. Now we're going to shift over and I'm going to review the online course registration process. So here we are at granadahigh.com. This is the home page. I'm going to go to resources and click on online course registration. There are a bunch of things on here that may be helpful to you. For example, the online Granada course catalog, Granada A through G courses, course request selection. If you want to listen to this tutorial again, then you're welcome to by clicking this link here. Right now I'm going to click on PowerSchool Parent Student Login. And as I'm sure you know by now, your username is your ID number. For my sample student, that is 94550. And the password is your birth date without the use of zeros at the beginning. In other words, if your birth date is, let's say, March 23rd, 2001, then your password will be 3/23/2001. Here's the front page. On the left is class registration. And here we are at the class registration system. So you remember this screen, right? The goal here is to take all these little red exclamation marks and make them into nice green check marks. Until at the end, all the way down here, we're able to get a green check mark here and submit. So I think the easiest way is to start at the top and work our way down. So for social science, I'm going to go ahead and pick civics and econ. For English, what should I take? How about mythology and short story? You do need some English alternates. It depends how many sections of mythology we're offering and short story. And so you're going to choose 3 others that you'd be willing to take if you don't want to, if those others are not open. So I'm going to pick fantasy, science fiction, and satire and Shakespeare. For English language proficiency, this is where if you got a C-, if you had a C- or better, then you can pick proficient advanced. If you got less than a C-, select English workshop so that we can help you your senior year. For math, let's say that I worked through geometry last year, so this year I'm going to get through Algebra 2. I'm going to go ahead and pick 3 trimester Algebra 2. So I'm going to pick 2A and 2B, and then make sure that if you're picking a 3 trimester class that you also select the intro to that class. So I'm going to pick Intro to Algebra 2. And now 1, 2, 3. For science, let's see, let's say I did chemistry last year. So this year I want to do a science, but I'm going to go ahead and check out marine biology. Hit OK. Now we're into the electives. Let's kind of see where I am with my classes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't count these, those are alternates. Don't need to count that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so now I'm going to go ahead and select some electives. I have anywhere from, say, 3 to 6 classes to play with. So for language, I'm gonna go ahead and say with language that I finished up my world language study last year. I finished, say, ASL 3, for example. So I'm going to go ahead and select no choices for this one. For electives, I want to expand a little bit and try some other things since I have some room in my schedule now. So I'm going to act. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to select Drama 1 and Drama 2. And I want to take some CTE courses as well. I want to learn how to work on my car. So I'm going to select Auto Tech 1 and Auto Tech 2. And now let's see again, where are we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I don't need to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 classes. And so that to me now seems sufficient. For ROP, ROP program is a wonderful program, but it doesn't quite fit into the schedule that I've planned. So I'm going to go ahead and hit no choices there. For PE electives, again, good stuff here, but I'm going to go ahead and find no choices and select that. For social science, some amazing electives, but nothing necessarily that fits into what I want to do with my schedule, so I'm going to select no choices. For the English department, electives such as, for example, exploring poetry or journalism, good choices there, but nothing here. And then for other non-departmental electives, these would be things like yearbook, for example, and leadership. I'm going to select no choices. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to count my classes. So I'm going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I ended up with 13 classes, and that's what I'm going to put in here, 13 classes. Remember that as a senior, you need to sign up for at least 11. You need to do at least 4 in the fall and then 3 and 3 in the winter and spring. For planning my schedule, because I have 13 classes, I have 2 open periods, I want to select when those will be. So I'm going to go ahead and say no period 5 in the winter and no period 5 in the spring. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm guaranteed to get that time off. It's telling the computer to aim for that for me, but it kind of depends on when classes are available, for example. And then alternates. Many of you know how important these are. As seniors, you do get first choice, but it's possible that I get bounced out of drama or something else. So under alternates, you want to make sure to select 5 classes. I could get bounced out based on my schedule on something. Maybe a class is only available at the time of it as another class that I want. So you want to make sure to don't just pick 5 random classes. Go through and actually kind of look and see what it is that you would want to do that would work with the kind of schedule that you are trying to build for yourself. So now I have 5 alternates. I'm going to take the opportunity here to also speak about the IB program as well. If you are an IB diploma program student, then make sure to talk to your counselor and make sure that your schedule allows for, as you're going through, that you're selecting the correct classes for the diploma program that you're constructing. And it is also important that you know that if you're not in the diploma program, IB classes are available to you. You can take several classes and get different certificates, or you could just take one IB class as well. Those are open to all students, not just those students in the diploma program. So please speak to your counselor for more information about that. And once we're all the way through here, make sure that your parents know what is part of your or what your plans are for your senior year as well, and hit that. And now what I have is a nice row of green check marks, and that means that, and look at this, this is going to be an absolutely fantastic senior year. What memories. So now at the very end, make sure that the last thing you do on the online course registration window is hit this submit button on the bottom right hand side. When I click submit, it takes me to this, which is a kind of verification screen listing all of the classes that I've listed. And when that happens, then that means I'm done with online course registration. Please be sure to visit that resources page on the website that I showed you to watch the tutorial if you have any questions. If you need more assistance, go to that resources tab and look at the resources that are available online for you. And also counselors will be meeting with each one of you individually by the end of the year to go over your course choices and make sure you have everything you need. Ask for help if you need it. Talk to your teachers, go to Expo, speak to people so that you have a good plan when you go in for online registration. Please select your courses wisely. Take the time to look through the GHS course catalog, complete your 4-year plan, complete the course request worksheet and choose wisely. Right? Make sure that you have a decent academic load so that it's not a shock when you get to the demands of college or whatever you might be training for after school. And then follow the tutorial for online registration if you need some help. Please note that your course selection choices are yours. We build our school schedule off your requests. We decide how many sections to offer of classes based on what you tell us. And so if you make choices now that you change later, we may not have enough sections because we didn't know that you and other students wanted any particular class. Please make sure that you check that you choose alternates wisely because they may be filled in based on either getting bounced from a class or it not working out with your schedule. And make sure also that you know that you're going to take both parts of A and B courses. You may not drop the portion B of a course. Be careful and conscientious. The schedule you get will be according to what you select now. And outside of an error on our part, then we're not going to allow schedule changes. Here are the social media that we're on. Make sure to follow us on each of those. Choose classes carefully and enjoy your senior year. Oh, it's so close. Be a good person. Turn to the person next to you, shake their hand and say, congratulations, have a good senior year.